So California's ban on COVID-19.
Ban?
Okay.
California's ban.
Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. Hi, this is J.R. St. Julien with Three Keys Management, Inc., your local San Diego property manager, here to serve all of your property management needs in San Diego County. And I'm here to talk to you today about what landlords need to know during the current COVID-19 eviction ban and/or eviction moratorium. California's ban on COVID-19 evictions have been extended through June 30th of 2021. Now, there's two important periods that you want to know about. So the first period was back in 2020 between March and the end of August of 2020. And that was a time frame called the protected period, where California tenants were not required to pay any rent and they still were protected by this eviction ban. The second period that's now in place now, it started back in September 1st of 2020 and it runs through June 30th of 2021. Tenants are now required to pay 25% of their rent by the end of the period. So they don't have to pay it every month. They can pay it in a lump sum just prior to June 30th, but by June 30th of 2021, they are required to have paid 25% of the rent due during that period in order to avoid eviction. So now, to be in compliance with the new law, there's some specific information you need to know about notification requirements. Notification requirements have changed and are very specific if you're giving a notice in response to a COVID-19 related situation. So first of all, if a tenant doesn't pay their rent, you want to go ahead and deliver two different notices. You want to give them a notice to pay or quit, a 15-day notice to pay or quit. It should be the notice that is for the specific period that we're in. So right now we're in the transition period. So you want to give the transition period 15-day notice to pay or quit. Additionally, you need to give a notice of rights. So you need to give the tenants a notice of their rights, which we'll put a link to where you can get a copy of those forms in the description box below. Now, if the tenant is going to claim that this lack of payment is due to COVID-19 related financial distress, they must respond with a signed and punishable by perjury declaration that they are actually experiencing COVID-19 related distress. And they must do so during that 15-day period. If they do not respond with that declaration within the 15-day period, you can now proceed with eviction proceedings. If they do respond with that declaration during the 15-day period, you are prohibited from trying to evict that tenant. Fortunately, there are some landlord financial relief options available now. So we have $2.6 billion of federal stimulus funds available to landlords now. And so you can apply for financial relief. And the way the process works is you can apply for up to 80% of the rent and other fees that have not been paid due to COVID financial distress. But the caveat is that 20% that you're not going to get, it must be forgiven, and you no longer have the option to pursue that tenant for that portion of the rent that has not been paid. If you choose that option, obviously you'll get 80% of the rent, and that's an application that you probably would want to submit soon. But you also have the option of just waiting to the end of this moratorium because as of July 1st of 2021, you will be allowed to go ahead and pursue the tenants that have not paid you rent and actually sue them for the full amount of the rent that has not been paid instead of just receiving the 80%. So you kind of have an option. Now, of course, those lawsuits will probably be many come when the courts open up and allow us to start having those lawsuits. So just kind of be wary of that, because it may be a long time before you see your day in court. And of course, the tenant may not have the funds to pay, so it may be almost a frivolous lawsuit if they just can't pay you. So keep that in mind when you make your decision. Thank you for watching this video. Again, my name is J.R. St. Julien with Three Keys Management, Inc. And of course, if any of this information just felt like it was too much for you to handle, you just don't want to deal with it, please feel free to reach out to us. We would love to help you out. All of my contact information will immediately follow this video. And remember, the links that we talked about throughout this video are in the description box below. Talk to you soon.